Welcome to the lecture. In this lecture, we will see how to reshape an array and also we will see some of the Numpy operations which is available in Python, how to access elements from an array. So, let us get started. In the previous lecture, we saw how to create an array. So, using the arange function, let us see how to reshape an array. Reshape function is an inbuilt function which is available in Python. So, it recasts an array to the new shape. It does not change this data. First, we will create an array using the arange function as well as using the reshape function. np.arange, before calling the np, we need to import numpy as np and then you can call as np.arange. So, you have to specify the start value, which is I am giving start equal to 1 and stop value is equal to 10. Since we wanted to create a 3 cross 3 array, so I will use the dot reshape command. So, dot reshape 3 comma 3, which basically creates 3 rows and 3 columns and I am storing it in a variable called grid. So, let us print the grid. So, you will be getting a 3 cross 3 array, which is, so the first row as elements 1, 2, 3, second row as 4, 5, 6, third row consists of 7, 8 and 9. So, this is also the one way of creating an array using the arange function as well as using the reshape function which is available in Python. Let us look at the array dimensions. So, we will create an array A. So, I will show you the second method to create an array. np.array, before calling np, you have to import numpy as np and then you can call np.array. Inside the parenthesis, you have to specify the values. If you wanted to create 3 by 3 array, then you have to specify the values for the first row as well as for the second row and the third row. In the first square brackets, so I mentioned the values 1, 2, 3 which is corresponds to the first row, 4, 5, 6 it corresponds to the second row, similarly for the third row. So, when you print A, you will be getting a 3 by 3 array. If I wanted to check the dimensions of an array, so you can use the inbuilt command which is shape. It basically returns the dimensions of an array. The syntax is array name followed by the dot shape. A dot shape, it basically gives the dimensions. It is a 3 comma 3 which consists of 3 rows and 3 columns. Next, we will look at some of the numpy operations which is available in Python. First, we will start with addition. So, numpy.add, so it is an inbuilt command which is available in Python. It performs an element wise addition between the two arrays. So, let us look at the syntax. Numpy.add, inside the parenthesis, specify the array 1, so which is the array and the second array. So, let us create two arrays which is A and B. We already created an array A which has 3 by 3 array which consists of values from 1 to 9. Similarly, we will create another array B. We will use the np.arange command. So, I specify the start value 11 and the stop value is 20. If we wanted to add arrays element wise, so we need a 3 by 3 array, right. So, that is why we have specified dot reshape 3 comma 3. So, we will print both the arrays, printed the array A which has values from 1 to 9. Similarly, I have printed the array B which consists of values from 11 to 19. So, we will perform the element wise addition on both these arrays. So, for that the command is np.add A comma B. So, np.add, it adds the elements element wise. So, it adds the first element in the array A and the first element in the array B. So, it is 1 plus 11 which is you got 12. Similarly, it does for all the elements. Next is numpy multiplication. So, numpy.multiply, it performs the element wise multiplication between the two arrays. The syntax is numpy.multiply, inside the parenthesis again you have to specify the array 1 and array 2. So, we will consider the same arrays which is A and B which we have already created. A is equal to np.array which consists of values from 1 to 9, it is a 3 by 3 array. Similarly, B value starts from 11 to 19 and again it is a 3 by 3 array. So, again I am printing the both the arrays A and B. We will perform the element wise multiplication on these both the arrays. So, the command will be np dot multiply A comma B. So, it multiplies element wise, right. So, it takes the first element in the array A and first element in the array B. So, it is 1 into 11. So, 11. Similarly, for the remaining elements. So, it is 2 into 12 which is 24. So, there are also other functions which is available in Python. So, numpy.subtract, so you can perform the element wise subtraction between the two arrays. Numpy.divide, you can do a element wise divisions. Numpy.reminder, it returns the element wise reminders of the divisions. So, you can also try these things. Next, we will look at how to access components of an array. So, the components of an array, it can be accessed using based on the index number. So, this is an array which we have created earlier. So, it is a 3 by 3 array. So, I have drawn a table, I filled up with the values from 1 to 9. So, for the first row, it corresponds to the 0th index value. For the second row, it corresponds to the first index value, and similarly for the third row, it corresponds to the second index value. This is for the row wise index. Similarly, for the column wise, first column, it corresponds to the 0th index. For the second column, it corresponds to the first index. For the third column, it corresponds to the second index. So, in Python, the indexing starts from 0 to n minus 1. Let us say, if we wanted to extract element 2, so the corresponding index will be 0, which is for the along the row wise, and 1 along for the column wise. So, I wanted to extract this element 2. Let us see how to do that. We have to specify the array name A, and then inside the square bracket, you have to specify the row index number followed by the column index number. So, 0 stands for the row index, 1 stands for the column index. So, you will be getting an output of 2. Let us say, if we wanted to extract elements from second and third row of an array A. So, the command is array name A followed by the index numbers. So, we wanted to extract second and third row, right. So, the corresponding index will be 1 and 2. So, I am starting with the value of index number 1 colon 3, because in Python indexing starts from 0 to n minus 1. We have specified till 3. So, it is 3 minus 1. It returns the values for the index number 1 and 2. We have got an output of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, this corresponds to the index number for 1 and 2. Let us say, if we wanted to extract elements from the first column of array A, so you can specify the array name A. So, inside the square brackets colon, which means takes all the rows, comma. So, I wanted to extract first column. So, the corresponding index number is 0. So, I given array A colon comma 0. So, it prints the output of 1, 4 and 7. If we wanted to extract elements the first row in the array A, so you can use array name A. Inside the square brackets, you can specify the row index. So, you wanted to extract the first row. So, 0th index, comma, colon. So, which means it takes the corresponding columns. So, it returns an output of 1, 2 and 3. So, till now we saw how to access the components of an array. So, if we wanted to subset arrays from the original array, we can also do that. Let us look at how to subset the arrays. So, this is an original array A, which is a 3 by 3 array. It has values from 1 to 9. So, we will subset a 2 by 2 array from the original array. So, we will consider the first 2 rows from this array. So, I will subset this 2 by 2 array, which is 1, 2, 4 and 5. So, I am storing it in a variable called a underscore sub equal to a So, I wanted to extract this first 2 rows and first 2 columns, right. So, I am specifying colon 2 comma colon 2. When you print the subset array, so you will be getting an output of 1, 2, 4 and 5. Let us say if you wanted to modify the value of 1 to 12, let us see how to do that. So, the index position correspond to this sub array is its 1, 2, 4, 5, right. So, the corresponding index position is 0, 1, 0 and 1. So, for this 1, if you wanted to change the value, the corresponding index position is 0, 0, right. A underscore sub 0, 0 and I am assigning to a value to 12. When we print the updated sub array, so it will be 12, 2, 4 and 5. So, 1 will be has been modified to 12. So, modifying the subset will automatically update the original array as well. The earlier we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but now when you see the left hand side, the value has been changed to 12. So, modifying the subset array will automatically update the original array as well. So, we can also modify an array using the transpose function. Let us say if you wanted to change the rows to columns or columns to rows, you can use the transpose function which is available in Python. The syntax is you have to specify the numpy package dot transpose, inside the parenthesis you have to specify the array name. So, this is our updated array. So, 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, if we wanted to interchange rows, so this is our row, first row, second row, third row. So, if you wanted to interchange rows to columns, you can use the np.transpose of A. So, when you compare the left hand side output and the right hand side output, you can visualize the change. So, 12, 2, 3 which is in the first row has been transposed to the first column. Let us see how to add a new array to the existing array. So, you can add a new array to the existing using the append function. The syntax is numpy.append, you have to specify the array name followed by the axis. So, if you wanted to add along the row wise or the column wise. So, I am adding the new row to the existing array which is A along the row wise. The command is np.append. So, this is our existing array A followed by the new values. So, I wanted to add along the row wise. So, it is already a 3 by 3 array. So, we need 3 values, right. So, I am specifying the values for the rows. So, which is 10, 11, 14 followed by the axis. So, I wanted to add along the row wise, I am specifying axis is equal to 0. So, you can also store it in a variable A underscore row. If we print A underscore row, so we already had up to till this, right. So, this is our new array which has been added along the row wise. Let us see how to add a new array to the existing array along the column wise. So, first we will create an array and then we will change the shape to a column array. So, np.array. So, this is the new values 21, 22, 23 dot reshape, because our earlier A array it was a 3 by 3. So, we wanted to add along the column wise, then we need to have values 3 rows and 1 column, right. So, I am creating a new array and storing it in a variable called COL. When you print call, so the array values will be 21, 22 and 23. So, we will add this array to the existing array called A. So, np.append is a function. So, this is our existing array A, comma, the new array which we have created now, comma, axis is equal to 1. So, we have to, so you can store it in a variable called A underscore call. So, this will be an array data type. Till this, we had the original array. So, now we have created this is a new array. So, it appends array at the last. our output will be 3 rows and 4 columns. Insert, it adds the values at the given position and you can also specify the axis. If you give axis is equal to 0, it adds along the row wise. If you specify axis is equal to 1, it adds along the column wise. The syntax is numpy.insert. So, you have to specify the input array, object, it is the index position in which you wanted to insert and the new values, and then you have to specify the axis. So, we will consider an array A which is as values 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So, this is a 3 by 3 array. So, we will insert a new row along the row wise at the first index position. Earlier we had 0, 1 and 2. So, if we wanted to add an array at the first index position, we will see how to do that. So, np.insert the existing array which is A, comma 1. So, you need to add that the index position 1 and the new values. So, which is 13, 15 and 16 along the row wise. So, axis is equal to 0. When you print A underscore ins, so earlier we had 12, 2, 3 at the 0th index position and the first index position we had 4, 5, 6. Now, at the first index position we are adding a new array 13, 15 and 16. So, now the index position will be changing. So, it will be 0, 1, 2 and 3. So, you can also delete an array using the delete function. So, it removes the values at a given position and the axis in the array. So, the syntax is numpy.delete. So, the array name input array and then index position and then the axis. Let us say if you wanted to delete third row from the existing array A underscore insert. So, the command is np.delete A underscore ins. So, delete third row. So, the corresponding index will be 2 index number and then axis is equal to 0. So, it corresponds for the row wise. When you print A underscore ins, so when you look at the left hand side, so this was an old array. So, we are going to delete the third row. So, the updated array is the right hand side. We had removed the third row which means 4, 5, 6 will be removed from the array. Let us summarize. We saw how to reshape an array. We also saw some of the numpy operations. So, sum is available in Python. So, it calculates the overall sum. You can also specify the axis to calculate the row wise sum and as well as the column wise sum. And we also saw the addition function. So, it calculates the element wise arrays. So, multiply and there are also various functions. So, you can try those functions as well. We also saw how to access the components of an array based on the index number. We saw how to subset an array. So, subsetting an array, we subsetted a 2 by 2 array and then we modified that array. So, modifying the subset array will automatically update in the original array as well. We also saw how to modify an array using the insert function, using the append function and using the as well as the delete function. Thank you.